What is up, guys? Today we are in my friend Justin's 2013 ATS. This is the 2.0T model, and it's the premium. It's got all the goodies. He's had this car for a couple years. He bought it new, and I really like it. I mean, if you guys follow my channel, you know that I like a little bit of different cars, and hell, I own a Lotus, so that tells you a lot right there. But I'm not all about the kind of generic, like, go-to vehicle. So traditionally, when you think entry-level sports sedan, you're going to want to think 3 Series, right? The answer is always 3 Series, right? Well, I'm not so sure after driving this car. First of all, I love the way it looks. It looks very sleek. This paint is, I don't know what the hell it's called, but it's got a ton of flake in it, and it's some sort of metallic black. It's just a really sharp car. Continuing to the interior, even he's got kind of this two-tone red and black with these carbon fiber accents going on. I mean, it's a really nice place to be. As I'm driving this, though, I'm really falling in love with this car as far as when I think about what segment it is. This is a segment where you want, this is probably going to be your everyday driver. You want it to be comfortable, you want it to be fun to drive. And so far today, it's been all of those things. This car came with a package that included magnetic ride, and it's definitely money well spent. Overall, I mean, I'm sitting in touring mode right now, and it's a very comfortable car to drive, which is something you're gonna want in this segment, obviously. It's a entry-level luxury sports sedan. So, first and foremost, it needs to be luxurious. You need to be able to drive it around on a daily basis and not be tired, and it does that very well. What's awesome about it, though, is that I can hit this mode button and go to sport, and immediately you feel the suspension get tighter, the steering weight changes a little bit, and overall, like, the throttle response and things like that also sharpen up. But it really transforms the car and becomes extremely fun to drive on some twisty roads. All right, so we finally got out of traffic and we're on a twisty road. Let's see what she can do. I'm in sport mode right now, and you could definitely tell a difference when you put it in sport mode. This thing, the steering gets a little heavier, the suspension gets firmed up a bit, and what's crazy is I'm on a relatively rough road, and it's not beating me up, but the car stays super planted. And the crazy part is, this is a Cadillac. When did GM become the de facto standard in suspension tuning? That used to be up to the Germans, but now GM is like knocking it out of the park. You think of the new Camaro, obviously this ATS. They handle fantastic. The steering feel is great. It's extremely accurate, and the ratio is very quick. It turns in eagerly, to say the least. And overall, I mean, it's got a ton of grip. This car has Michelin Pilot Super Sports on it, so of course it has a ton of grip, but overall, like, really, really well-rounded package. I have to say, going from, the comfort of just cruising in touring mode and then flipping into sport and then hitting some back roads, just really, really enjoyable car to drive overall. I really like the seating position. I feel pretty low in the car, which is important for me. But all these things put together just give you a lot of confidence in this car, and you can drive it quickly and really have a good time doing it. The crazy part too is when you start thinking value. I only review used cars because I think used cars are the thing to buy. It doesn't make sense to me to buy a new car from a depreciation standpoint, and I think you can get so much more car in the used market. This is a slightly used 2013, and you can buy them for like low to mid 20s in like really good condition. This was a $50,000 car new, The engine in this car isn't exactly my favorite. It adequately moves the car, however, it just lacks soul. It sounds bleh, and, well, that's really about it. Things I don't like about this car are mainly This is an automatic. I would probably get a manual. This automatic is pretty good, but it's not like a dual clutch German automatic. It's a little more traditional in that sense. It does pretty much what you want it to do, but it does leave some things to be desired. It also makes some kind of weird noises when I was in manual mode. I also don't like non-buttons on the radio and HVAC. I could really go for just some hard buttons so you get that kind of tactile feel. This, I always find myself hitting it and I'm not sure if it actually knows what I want. So those are kind of nitpicks, but overall this is pretty fantastic. This car comes with Brembo brakes from factory, and they're more than adequately sized for the car. I mean, they have a ton of stopping power, and on my short kind of curvy road drive, there was no fading at all. Now I wouldn't expect it out of this like relatively short drive, but man, like the brakes coupled with the suspension, I just can't get over it. I mean, when you sum up this car, it's just an all-around package. When you think of luxury sports sedans, you want it to do everything. You want it to be your only car. But this car does do that. It does it all. It's got the power that you need when you need it. It's got the suspension for curvy roads to let you have a good time in a rear-wheel drive chassis that's really well set up. And then, of course, it's comfortable too. The magnetic ride, you can put it in touring and just kind of enjoy a long road trip and kind of let it be more of a GT car. It's just really has it all. And I would highly recommend one if you are in the market and you don't want to do what everyone else does and just get another 3 Series. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our others.